Hi, this is Scott with Virtual Access Media. Today we're going to do a Let's Develop tutorial on how to create a Gmail account. First of all, you're going to need to go to google.com. This is where you create the account. And if you're logged in with an existing account that you already have, you need to log out. Once you're at a screen like this, you just click on the sign in button, and this is where you sign in, but you can also click on the create account button, and it asks for your name and then username. The username is used in multiple places, and the username can be any characters or numbers. You can also use dots within that, so I could do omnilu.media, omnilu, and one thing that I did in the previous tutorial is I checked the name, and the problem with this name, which I'll show you, is it says the username is taken. When we checked it in the name checker, it said Google Plus was available, YouTube was available. So I'm not quite sure how this checker works, but it seems to be dysfunctional, and that's a problem. But we'll have to check to see if the other ones are correct. But instead of using this as a name, I will extend it to something else, and that's what I was thinking with omnilu.media. Yeah, so we'll continue on. Alright, so each Gmail account is usually attached to it a phone number. It says it's optional, so I'm not gonna use the phone number. You can also put in a recovery email address, which is optional. That is just used as if you need to remember information from this email. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my birth date and gender, and if you want more information, you can click here to see how they're using this information. But I'm going to go next, and then to privacy and terms, uses your data and all that. Once you've read that, you can agree, and this will create you an account with Gmail. Now I'm logged in. Sometimes it's going to take you to just the search page, and if you're not logged in, it will display a sign in button up here. If you are logged in, it's going to display your name, and this is where the email address is. As a Gmail account, you have access to multiple apps now. The main ones that I use are the Gmail, Google Photos, Calendar, YouTube, and Maps I occasionally go to. But in this area, you can actually change things around. So I can put Gmail, YouTube, my Calendar, and Photos, and Drive. And these are actually the ones that I will be doing tutorials on. Translate, not too useful. Contacts, I can get into more, but I'll kind of separate those into these main 6 that we have. These are probably the ones that are used the most. And so now when I click on here, it will be displayed. And so yeah, so I'm going to go into Gmail, And once you're logged in, there's a lot in here, but I'll try to explain the major things that is included within this. First of all, you have your inbox. That's your email that's currently in your inbox. You have your starred. These are ones that are you specifically starred. So say I have this email and I really like it. I'm going to save it for later. I can star it. That's pretty easy to do. And now if I go to starred, it's going to show all the emails that you've started. You can unstar them and it's going to go away. Snoozed is also a feature that you can do. I don't use that much. You can use the sent, which is all the emails that you've sent. Any emails that you haven't finished yet are sent. You can have drafts. Important. Some emails are marked important, and you can mark them important. And then if you've chatted, all emails, your spam, trash. That's all the things. So that's kind of how to get to any of your, I guess, buckets of email. And if you want to check your settings, well, first of all, the email by default will separate into these three: primary, social, and promotions. And that's just kind of different. Gmail will put them in depending on how it thinks they will go. Promotions are, deals, offers, and other marketing emails that Gmail thinks are promotions. Social is anything from your social media, social networks. And primary is those that are not the other ones. So, you can configure the inbox. You can add more tabs, so you can go to updates and forums as well, and include starred and primary. That's just how it works. And you can change your theme, so you can change to different backgrounds by just clicking them and then saving. You can also you can use any of these and it'll just change, and you can actually use your photos as well. So include these other photos, so you can have a lot of options. But if you do some of these, the text will maybe not be able to be seen. See down here, it's kind of white on white, so you have to be careful and make sure that you're not causing problems. So, all right, so there's add-ons that you can do, and these are kind of apps within Gmail. I won't go through that, but just remember that if you use any of these features, they are by third parties, and you kind of given access to those companies that have the add-ons. So, and then we have the main display density is how closely these are going to be displayed, your emails and everything. So we have default, we have comfortable, and then we have compact. So compact is going to have everything kind of all together, and so comfortable seems to be okay. And then we have settings, and that's kind of a big area that has a lot of different tabs and a lot of features. What mainly we need to do here is kind of decide how many conversations, which are emails within a group, how many you want. So you could go up to 100. If you want to display external images by default, and then with the default reply behavior. That's reply or reply all. Most of these features are kind of explained within these features, so I won't go through all of them. But in signature, you can say I want to always say at the end of thanks, Scott. And there's an option to insert the signature before the quoted text is replied or after. You can kind of test it out and see what you like. Vacation respond between first day and last day, and so you can set all of those things. The other tabs, I'll just kind of go through each tab just generally. Labels are ways, instead of folders, they're called labels in Gmail, and labels are used to label your email and then be able to find the different labels. Settings about your inbox. If you need to create import your email from a different service or add mail accounts, this is how you do that. And then you got filters, which you can create. I'll create one filter just so you can kind of see how things are. And another thing to do or to use is the search. And so I'm gonna, if you just basic so I need to save changes. Alright, so in the search, you can do a search and it'll find an email. If you go expand it here, you can do more specific. And so, say I want to find every email that is sent to omnilumedia@gmail.com. And so you can do a search there, and you can see what you can get, and you can go down here and you can create a filter, and you can do multiple things. You can skip the inbox and archive it, you can mark as read, star it, but you can also apply the label. So I'm going to create a new label, my email, and you can also nest it within another label by just going here, and then you can create a new one. Create one that exists already. It has to exist already. And then, so that is what happens when an email with those filters come in. You can it will do all these things. So I'm just going to apply the label, create the filter. Now if I go over to settings and filters, you can see that there's now one label that's called my email, and it's going to say everything that it matches everything that was sent to my email. This one doesn't really make sense in a normal account, but you can kind of see how it works. But you can also create a new filter here, and you can create a label by going here. So you can create one as you create filters. You can create labels as you create filters. You can also create new labels. You can name it whatever you want. So now I have my friends in my email, and you can create filters based on those things. So if I wanted to change it, I can go back and so that's how filters work. You can forward it, and you can use a pub or IMAP email. This is what you use to import your email from other places or allow you to send emails from a specific email. That's where you get a little detailed, a little complicated. But so add-ons here is what I showed you earlier, and here's whether you want chat on or off. And there's some advanced settings that you can turn on and off. That's how you use Gmail. Alright, we'll talk to you later. Thanks, bye.